Oh well, the bike's packed up, ready to go. We've just left the RV again and we are off to Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale to catch a cruise to the Bahamas. Can't believe we're going to be in the Bahamas tonight. What a trip.
So quite some time ago, maybe if you've been following our trip, you might have seen that we were planning on sailing down the east coast of America. There's a route down the east coast, it's the ICW, it's relatively protected, and it seemed like a good option. And when it came time to get out of America, our plan was to go to the Bahamas. There were complications, we couldn't make it happen the way we wanted to. We ended up in an RV, but we still wanted to go to the Bahamas. Our sights were set on going to a place called Nassau. It's got a lot of torrid history. And when Cindy tripped over an advertisement to do a cruise for a very, very cheap price out of Florida, we couldn't resist the temptation.
There's the ship. It's too big to fit in one phone.
So we left our van in the same storage it had been in while we were in Croatia, and we headed down to Fort Lauderdale, where we departed on the Liberty of the Seas. Getting on a boat this size was a totally new experience. A photo taken by somebody online gave us a pretty good understanding of just how big it was, showing the Titanic up against a current day ocean liner. And despite the fact we had been together for 34 years and married for 21 years, it seems that we'd never actually had a honeymoon, so this one we were calling our honeymoon, and we were really excited.
Bye Fort Lauderdale. Here we come, Bahamas.
Once we had finally committed to the fact that we were going to buy the tickets and go on the cruise, this was a remarkably easy thing to do. You simply book the tickets, have your passports, jump on the cruise liner, and away you go. And how easy they made it look to navigate a ship like this out of Fort Lauderdale was absolutely breathtaking. And what was equally breathtaking was the ship itself, the facilities, hydroslides, mini golf courses, swimming pools, a surf pool, a casino, and wait for it, even an ice skating rink. The interior layout was reminiscent of a major shopping centre combined with a 5-star motel. Endless things to do, and all done in absolute glamour. And the next great surprise for us was we had left it at the mercy of the cruise line to allocate us a room because we were sailing on the poverty pack. The room we had been given was no windows, however it was pretty damn big and beautifully laid out. We were exceptionally happy. And having absolutely no idea, of course, of what to do and where to go other than what we'd been told by the cruise liner staff, we got out, had a look around, found ourselves the closest cafe, and then settled down for a night on the water. There was a smorgasbord of events on every night, from live music all the way through to theatre, so we tried to get to everything. And for Cindy, simply being a spectator maybe wasn't quite enough. This particular island, Coco Cay, had everything laid out on it that you could ever want in the Bahamas. It had the bars, it had the food, it had the startling beaches, and it had the transport to get you there. And to add, you could hop on a balloon or go and do a number of different events on the island. For me, I was hanging to scuba dive in the clear waters of the Bahamas.
Today I'm going diving, so we're at a place called Diver's Den, and I've been given the gear. I'm sure a weight belt, but I'm sure they'll figure that out. And it looks something like this.
The diving was amazing, value for money, and the clarity of the water was pretty damn good. Unfortunately, however, the only photographic gear we have is our mobile phones, and neither of them are waterproof. And after having gone for a 1 hour dive and then having had a good feed to eat, compliments of the cruise line, I could think of nothing better to do than go to sleep. And I enjoyed that snooze so much, I just had to try it again. For me, as if it wasn't mind-blowing enough to see a ship the size of the Liberty of the Seas, they just had to park another one right next to it, which was equally as big.
Bye-bye, Coco, mate.
And of course, all the sleeping and sunbaking makes you exceptionally hungry. So once we got back to the ship, we settled in for a night at the restaurant. Once again, all within the costs of the tickets, the food was exquisite and the service absolutely first class.
Pizza and then go up.
And with a multitude of different things going on in the boat, all we had to do was take our pick. The trip into Nassau was quite amazing for two reasons. One, we didn't actually realise that we had arrived there. That's how smooth the sail was. And secondly, when we did get there, they turned the whole ship around right on the spot. Nassau was equally as exciting. The cruise liner next to us was nearly another 25% bigger than we were, and I thought we were big. We went down, had a bit of a stroll around the streets of Nassau, but at the end of the day we realised that we'd paid good money to be on a ship that had everything we could ever want anyway, so we made the most of what it had to offer. For us, the combined cost of the cruise, the food, the add-on, I suppose, for the drinks, but remembering too that all entertainment was included and all the facilities on board the ship were included also, proved to be a remarkably good deal. In fact, if we'd stayed at a motel for approximately the same amount of time, there's a fairly good chance we would have spent just as much, if not more money. We would have to say that Royal Caribbean do a remarkable job.